Anyone remember this? Well, we're the way back machine now, baby. It came in a gold box and pennies have dropped. This is a while ago. This came out in 1988, so not Baldur's Gate. Composers in those days would have to code to fit all of this on a diskette. They didn't have this yet. You know what else they didn't have back in those days? Up. You couldn't look up or down, wander the town wherever you like, so long as it's north, south, west, east. 90 degrees. Think of how much those designers achieved with tools that were still so naive. By God, they didn't even have me. Or Laura Bailey. Or portals or geese. Imagine a world without untitled geese. You couldn't roll around as a big ball of junk the size of a house. They didn't have that yet. Inline state rebels, cyberpunk Tokyo fighting the power with street art, noirish policemen in sci-fi Estonia too drunk to put on their pants. Cartman and Doja Cat team up to paraglide into a battle royale. Warrior flower pots off to a tournament. Kratos and Loki and eatable therapy wasn't a thing yet to come in. Squid Ink, Apocalypse, Wolverine dating some French Final Fantasy. Think of all the stuff we had still yet to do. Think of all the people that made it come true. That's all the folks in this room, so we thank you.
Well, hi. Thank you all for coming. I'm Austin Wintory.
And I'm Troy Baker. Ben Starr has the night off.
Indeed, his availability has become quite challenging. This is a real joy. It is a privilege to be once again in our third developers concert. Very exciting. For me, I know I say this a lot. Anyone who knows me, I'm a bit of a broken record. I am a huge GDC fanboy, and not just because they indulge me with this craziness, but because I feel like there's no equivalent to anything like this. There's no other industry. We don't film and television. There's nothing quite like this gathering of all the people that make the games, where it always feels like it's this annual gathering to say, okay, let's look back at what we've done the last year or 10 or 20 and just ask ourselves through talks and hanging at the bar and all the rest of it, how can we be better at what we do? And so this is a celebration of that. It's not just a music concert of game music. It is a celebration of, frankly, what you all do, and hence our little opening number there. So that's what I'm doing here.
And I'm here looking for my next job.
It's true, he is dangerously unemployed.
I'm actually here. This is somewhat of an extension of a podcast that we do, and I have found great joy in being the dumbest person in the room, which, given this crowd, is fairly obvious. Murmur, murmur, murmur.
That was just polite agreement.
No, it's true. I love to ask questions and I love to learn. So for me, tonight is a wonderful opportunity to learn not only the incredible talent of this orchestra and our maestro as well, but to learn more about some of the musical history and some of the greatest hits for both us and you.
Yes, how beautifully teed up. So, as he's alluding to, especially in light of the fact that this is a big year, GDC is going through a rather big rebranding. It is now the Festival of Gaming. And I found myself thinking about that, and I love that. I get excited about that and said, all right, this whole concert is going to be a celebration of beginnings and firsts and the start of things, and exploring all the different ways that we can look at that. So, where we'll go next, if you'll allow us and get off the stage, is I thought I want to begin. I always operate under this hopefully not naive assumption that I'm going to keep getting asked to do this year over year. And so that's a little evaluation form comment right there. I want to begin here with what I'm calling a Hall of Fame. Now, it's not some objective list of these are the greatest scores as certified by the Council of Composers or something like that. This is a personal Hall of Fame. These are games, and by extension their music, that shaped me, without which I don't know who I'd be or what my career would look like. They were seminal works, so they formed that foundation of the beginnings of my own career. So this will be a personal Hall of Fame. I suspect I will not be terribly alone in some of these choices, so you tell me. Legends all. I'm gonna shift gears. Actually, wait, first, shout out, if he's here, hopefully, my friend Adam Gubman, who is a phenomenal composer and friend and colleague who I straight up stole that Gerudo Valley arrangement from for an amazing YouTube video that he did. Back at ya. All right, shifting gears. Around the time that my career really kind of landed on its feet and started progressing was when the game Journey came out. And around that same time, dear friends, stop it. We're playing no Journey tonight. My wonderful friend had his career taking off around that same time. So I would love to bring him to the stage, the self-proclaimed supermodel of game music, Danny Baranowsky. I was gonna wear the same thing, but obviously I don't want to be redundant. Welcome,
hey man,
sir.
Thanks for telling me to dress up.
I figure this is us in our natural habitat, so.
Is it? Do we live here now?
Yes, this stage, we can never leave. Did I not tell you that part?
I'm down. What's up? I love attention.
Yeah, good. Good. Well, Danny B style, what was that like back in the day, the beginnings of your career? What can you tell me about then versus now?
So then it was a lot of clicking stuff into boxes in my parents' attic. And as I was playing drums in like a band, like a dive bar band on the side, and I was like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna make it with this country rock band in Tempe, Arizona, and then I'll do video game music. Like, that didn't happen for some reason.
Well, half of it.
Yeah, well, so it just happened in reverse.
Yeah,
But,
okay, so we can expect the band next.
Yeah, so now a few years ago, I got together this band to play the music live, and we tour, and we play shows, and for some reason, you let me up here in my gym clothes.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Change nothing. You're perfect. So one of the things, when he and I first became friends, which was more than 10 years ago, I was already a fan of his writing. And but I remember something, we had this very endearing conversation where you talked about how amazing it is that we get to, through things like GDC, rub shoulders with and truly live alongside people that we would otherwise call like lifelong heroes. And I also find that astounding. So, with that in mind, if you'll grace us on your beautiful instrument you have over there, we will explore your career today and your career then with a little tribute to a mutual friend of ours that we both consider quite lucky to be a friend, but who is earnestly actual hero, I think, for both of us, and was one of those composers when we were coming of age whose work made us want to do this.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but his music grants me hope.
Burying the lead. So yes, we will be paying tribute to a shared hero, a piece of music of seismic importance in the history of this art form, maybe the most important piece of culture ever created. Sir,
no pressure.
Take it away. Thank you, sir. Danny Baranowsky. All right, where's Troy? I've misplaced my Troy.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Good. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
I got a little confused when you were talking about who your heroes were, and I thought, but no.
We already talked. Ben Starr's not available tonight.
Understood.
Yes. So, firsts. I want to look at some earnest composer firsts in this next bit. But part of what interested me about it was that it's actually quite difficult, I think, to define your actual first, because everything seems to be that which begat that which begat that. You know, I did this project, but actually it was because I met this person on another smaller project no one heard of, and that was because it was a student thing. And I feel like when you try to identify the beginning and the dominoes, you end up just back at the Big Bang, and it doesn't feel particularly useful in analyzing one's career. Do you relate to this neurosis that I'm going through public therapy right now over?
No, I
existential crises.
Shut up.
Go on.
I do. I can see what you're saying is like, well, what singular decision was it that set me on this path? And there's a phrase that says, we never step twice in the same river. And I think that hopefully we're always finding new beginnings. There's always something about us that is always like, I've never done this before. Hopefully I'm not repeating the same character, or the same job, or the same thing that I've done. But I look back and, you know, the smallest jobs, the most insignificant ones, were some of the ones that I learned the most on. But, you know, the first thing that I ever did was car commercials, and I only got that gig because the guy who did it for 20 years died. You didn't know.
Where were you that night of June 27th, Troy?
Yeah, you can't prove that I didn't do it either.
He was only 30 too, which is the astounding thing. So that 20-year career arc was
terrible. But I look at those and hopefully I treat the job I have tomorrow the same way that I did that first job. But yeah, my first jobs were cutting my teeth doing car commercials, and I ran into a guy named Chris Sabat on the way out of one, and he was like, you should do anime. And that was, I'm off and running. For those who know Chris Sabat, you know what I'm talking about. But it wasn't the big job that all of a sudden I popped up on the scene. It was all the small ones that led me to where I'm at now.
Yeah, it's the same. I think everybody has that in common. So where I'd love to go is, we're gonna do a pair of firsts. One, I imagine this crowd will know. It was a game that came out this past year, and it made waves in groups like you all. It's not necessarily a big, huge commercial success, although hopefully we can help that tonight, because I played this game and was so deeply moved by it, I became sort of obsessed. And I reached out to the composer, and I said, is this your first commercial release? And he said, yeah. And I said, it's going on the show. We will juxtapose that with another composer's first-ish. You'll know that one. Let's do it.
I'm gonna go back to my Ben Starr body pillow.
Yeah, please.
Don't laugh.
People's careers start a wide variety of ways. Troy, shall we try an experiment?
The last time we did that, we both ended up in jail in Tijuana.
Yeah, but I think there's no cops here, so we're okay. I'm willing to wager that.
Let's do it, yeah.
Let's try something.
Okay. Lying on the couch, watching Sunday football. That greasy smell of a downtown hot dog. 4th of July family barbecues. Sound of a plane flying overhead. Just one peaceful night. Clean conscience. All gone. I've been on both sides. No matter how hard you try, I guess you can't escape your past. It is over! I swear. You know, I have this this memory when does anybody remember the All Gone trailer? It was the very first thing that we showed with that voiceover with Joel, and it was one of the first things we shot, and it was Neil had just started directing, and it was this first time when he and I were really just kind of working on a very, very simple but very intimate moment, and I have this wonderful memory of him looking at me. We're on the stage. He goes, "We weren't in the booth. We actually did this right after we shot a couple of scenes." He said, "Will you try something?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Will you just lay down on the stage, man? Just get real relaxed." And I have this memory of just laying there on the stage and just looking at him. Just talk to me, and I'm just talking to him, and just saying those words, and it's such a wonderful memory. And you almost just ruined that. I understand now the profound impact that different music can have on amazing dialogue.
Yeah, I figured, we live in a world where everyone always says composers are underappreciated. They don't get noticed. And I thought I would put forward the theory, it's not necessarily a bad thing to not get noticed in the scene.
Yeah, wonderful experiment, and don't ever subject anybody else to that again. Oh no.
Please welcome Darren Korb and Judy Lee, please.
Good luck.
Night and darkness, guide me to my blood beyond the grasp of time. The mists of memory.
Stay down, blast you. I've tried water, oil, nectar, ambrosia, but no. Wait, what? Is my hair getting lighter and my features getting fairer? Did I consume something that really isn't sitting well?
Prince Zagreus, please, listen to my voice. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Definitely something I consume then. Or else... Oh, this is just a dream. Hypnos has been growing rather bold with these. Is that you in there, mate?
No, Look, yes, technically this is a dream, but it's the only way I could reach out to you across the span of time. Now please, our family is in danger, and I need your aid.
All right, slow down. It's fortunate I rather like such realistic dreams. And what do you mean, our family? Who are you? Probably one of Mother's many cousins. Wouldn't explain the eyes, though, or my father's sigil on your outfit.
Let me speak. Look, this is going to be difficult for you to accept, but I'm Melinui, your sister. Another time, a future time, not all that distant from your own.
See, that was going to be my next guess. Well, Dream Sister from a future time, I would never want to snap awake before hearing you out, so what's the situation? What do you want me to do?
I want you to find our grandfather Kronos and destroy him. Because there's only so much I can do here myself. He's taken over your entire house, imprisoned our father, mother, you, everybody. And now he threatens Olympus. All as vengeance for what the gods once did.
Right. When you say what the gods once did, you mean the part where they got rid of Kronos permanently long before I was ever born? Or you, for that matter.
Yes, please, believe me.
But in the not all that distant future, he returns and single-handedly takes over everything.
Yes, please believe me. I myself was very little when the Titan struck and have been training all my life in preparation for this very moment. But I cannot stop Kronos on my own. Will you aid me?
I'm guessing not?
Sail, fly the wind, it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, clouds are making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. Your star, you left it burning for me. Mother, I'm
Sirens. Thank you, Ashley, Erin, Judy, and of course the genius Darren Korb. I've once again misplaced my Troy. Okay, great. I want to shift gears and go somewhere quite earnest. I'm going to leave it to you.
This year was remarkable for many reasons. And for a lot of us here in this room, there was a literal titan in the industry that we lost. And I could say a lot about Vince Zampella, but I don't think I could do any better than his longtime collaborator and composer, Stephen Barton. So I'm going to read a letter from him. 5 years ago, Respawn, a video game studio, did something utterly unthinkable. It won an Oscar. That evening, I texted Vince Zampella, congratulations, and that we really would figure out how to win a Grammy next. 3 years later, our team did just that. Backstage amongst the chaos and media scrum, Gordy and I texted Vince that, okay, now we would have to really go for the full EGOT. But that Austin and Troy had beaten everybody to making an awesome video game musical, and we had literally no idea how to make BT7274 break into song that wouldn't get us all very, very fired. And I don't even know if the powers that be were best pleased that BD1 literally sings a John Williams tune as a hidden Easter egg in Fallen Order. I didn't know that. But looking back, perhaps it is fitting that we got the O and the G whilst Vince was with us, because that really sums him up, the OG. Anybody who oversaw the creation of Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Titanfall, Apex Legends, and the Star Wars Jedi series has simply earned that title on a level that it's hard to properly comprehend. He did it with humility, with grace, and with unfailing kindness. He was the antithesis of what most gamers think of as a CEO of a gaming company should be like. He was a champion of video game music and musicians, insisting we record all our orchestral material live. Our sole goal was to make it sound, as he put it, fucking awesome. None of us within the Infinity Ward, Respawn, and EA family have really processed fully that he's gone. And our thoughts remain foremost with his family. But above all, we can remain so proud to have known and worked alongside someone who touched literally billions of lives. Vince, we love you, and we miss you.
One of the things that is so wonderful about being in this community, both the broader game development community and the subgroup of the composers community, is that every year the sheer volume and eclecticism and quality of projects, games, and their attendant music that comes out is astounding. I consider myself very, very lucky to stand amongst such incredible colleagues and peers and to call so many of them friends. Obviously, the vast majority of what we've played here tonight are people I know, and as like Danny and I were actually quite seriously talking about, it is an honor to be able to call these people friends. And so I would like to do now what we do every year and basically just offer a smorgasbord of some of the truly wonderful recent music from wonderful games of the past year. Technically, some of those were not from last year, but that's okay. Leave that out of your evaluation forms when you're, being meticulous in your evaluation of this evening. Thank you. There was a little smidge of self-indulgence in that last medley, and I would like to do another, if I may. First, though, I want to set an aside for a shout-out to my friend and an indispensable partner in creating this show, Brian LaGuardia, who had music in that medley just now, and it was his first big commercial released title, and he, every year, all 3 years, has been absolutely essential in helping put together the arrangements for this show, often having to transcribe music off of YouTube by ear because there's just no other source for it and that sort of thing. So wherever you are, Brian, bravo, sir. It is a pleasure to have you. So back in 2012, when Journey came out, I got this very polite, lovely email that was like, "Dear Mr. Wintory, are you open to people doing covers of your music?" And, I am interested in doing that, or something like that. Somehow years went by and I never knew I got this email. And somewhere along the way, within a year or two of that, I came across on YouTube a cover of my music done by somebody. And forgiving that the implication there would be that YouTube algorithm is painting me to be rather narcissistic, sending me covers of my own stuff. I swear I don't actually remember how I discovered it, but I remember I found it and it was by this absolutely incredible human being and just superhumanly talented Kristin Naigus. And so first off, the moral of this story, first off, actually what I really love is the politeness of the email, considering we're within days of the exact same age. And it was like, "Dear sir," and it just feels very odd to be treated by such a true, I started to say equal. I'm no equal. She is vastly stratospherically beyond me. But the real important moral of this story was that she embraced the philosophy that I also tend to agree with, which is it's usually better to ask for forgiveness than for permission if you want to get things done. And explore and let your creativity be unbound. So I am insanely grateful that she did not interpret my rather assholishness, lack of responding to her email as a discouragement from doing so, because upon discovering her superhuman talent, I said, "Well, have you ever actually recorded on an actual score, not just, because she had made a bunch of covers on her YouTube channel." I said, "Would you ever be interested in playing on, on a new project?" And she said something like, "That's basically the dream." And so it is one of the great pleasures and honors of my life that what we're about to play was her first. Now, the funny thing is, the irony, she is now on literally every game. Half the things we just did in the medley, she recorded the original. So she's we've unleashed a monster. But, so if you will indulge, one last note, because I have it written down, just to give a sense of the insanity of this woman. On just tonight's show, she's playing the oboe, the English horn, the shinobue, a shakuhachi, a crazy drone flute modeled on a one-of-a-kind custom Mayan drone flute that we had made for Sword of the Sea, and, of course, ocarina. And that's like 0.1% of her instrument collection. So, yeah, fucking nuts. Kristin Naigus, please.
In Lumiere, did your parents choose your name?
Yeah, I guess. Why?
Mael means chief or prince, or I guess, princess.
What are you talking about?
The meaning behind your name.
Oh. What made you think of that?
You said you were an unwelcome surprise. But I think even though your birth was unexpected, it was still celebrated. Your name shows how your parents felt about you. What kind of life they dreamed for you.
Chief. Guess they had bigger dreams for me than I did.
Why? What did you dream of?
I didn't.
You must have wanted something for your future.
No. All I wanted back then was to leave Lumiere and see some of the world before I garaged.
Well, you've certainly done that. What do you dream of now?
I don't know. Still figuring that out. What about you, though? What do you want?
What do I want? I guess I'm still figuring that out too.
Well, what did you used to want?
Music.
Yeah?
Yeah. Before the fracture, I studied piano at the conservatory. I loved it. I really miss performing at the concert hall. When the lights dim and the room is hushed, and the first notes echo through the chamber. I can just lose myself and feel the music through my fingers. Every time I play, it feels like my heart's about to break from the beauty of the notes.
That's lovely.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Troy.
This is actually just talking about you.
You can go now.
Yeah, my shift is pretty much over. It's good to see you back.
Yes.
You and your chest hair. It's been missed.
Couldn't have done it without that plunging neckline. We couldn't have done this show without that plunging neckline.
This
so,
is true.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy my neckline, everyone?
Now, Ben, you were in Final Fantasy. Who is your agent? I'm only asking because if they can get you work, then just keeping doors open.
There's hope.
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's actually Grammy Award-winning composer Austin Wintory. He's my agent.
Grammy Award-winning Austin.
This is a responsibility I didn't know I had, but I accept with solemn gravitas.
You were in Expedition 33.
Those three people
Jen,
liked
no.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
All joking aside, we'll reserve some for later, of course. You're fairly new to the scene. I mean, you've been working for a while, but to this wonderful, incredible community of developers and gaming, a lot of times as actors, in a TV and film, the process is laid bare for all of us. We're kind of in the midst of it, but a lot of times with gaming, actors are somewhat removed from the process. You're not necessarily with the studio, you're actually in a different studio recording, and that studio may be in a different country, or you may not be allowed back in the building.
Stop making this about you.
Does that not happen to anybody else? What have you learned, whether it be this week or just this time in working with developers and within this community? What have you learned that's either surprised you or inspired you?
I love this community, and woohoo! Woohoo indeed.
That
You're
representative,
amazing.
that ambassador in the corner supports your love on behalf of all 3,000 people here. So.
Thanks 3,000 people. I love all 3,000 of you. I think the thing is, actors were separate, and I think they ought to not be. And I think Expedition, we weren't. And I think it's one of the many 1,000 reasons that it did work is that we were involved and we collaborated with the beautiful team of Sandfall, and more of that because can I swear?
Yeah, absolutely.
It fucking works.
Well said. I'm gonna go back to I have a pillow back. It doesn't matter. I leave you in the comfortable hands of Grammy Award-winning.
Before you go,
What?
we're going to bring this. We are nearly finished, so yes, I fully endorse this tightening of the community and bringing the absolutely unbelievably essential sector that the three of you represent, and which our illustrious Hades friends as well represent. And many others, hopefully more in the audience. It's a thing I hope to see more of at GDC. It was always one of the few missing ingredients or very underrepresented ingredients. So thank you for indulging the horrible thing I put you through. We will now in earnest celebrate probably the all-time first of a studio the absolutely incredible Expedition 33. Before we do, I just must say, of course, thank you for letting me be here and ruin your evening dinner plans. Of course, we already acknowledged the amazing Kristin Naigus. Next to her, Laura Intravia playing flutes and recorder and singing, not to mention being an incredible arranger and composer in her own right, an occasional church organist who plays video game music to unexpected congregants. And we have Tom Straley on guitar and bass, another constant collaborator. Rob Kovacs, incredible pianist, composer, arranger. This phenomenal brass section from the ranks of San Francisco, and our strings coming from current and former students of the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. Truly, stand, please, all of you. Of course, thank you, Ben and Jen, Darren, Korb, Ashley, Barrett, Judy, Lee, Erin, Yvette, Danny Baranowsky. We have words from our friend who could not join us here tonight.
Yes, we do. Lorien Testard could not be here this evening. He very much wanted to be, and so he's written this note to all of you to thank you. Good evening, everyone. Such a good impression.
I feel like Verso should read Lorien's note.
I would like to warmly thank Austin, his team, and all the musicians for their passion and care, which create the chance and the honor of letting songs from Clair Obscur resonate in this concert hall tonight. I'm sorry not to be by your side this evening, and even if an ocean and the distance still separate us, music and video games unite us and create a unique bond between us, giving birth to precious moments outside of time, like the one we live tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing this special link with us. I wish you an excellent concert and a wonderful evening. For those who never stop loving, Lorien.
Thank you, sir. And of course, thank you to my brother, Troy Baker, for doing this with me here tonight.
dim, tam, da-di-dum, that con, sola, mi, eternam, e Gustav, dom guardeam, di-di-di-di-di-di-dam, lute serrano-di-dam, seram, dim-dim, da-da-da, dim-dim, da-da-da, dim, da-di-dam, dim-dim, da-da-da, dim-dim, da-da-da, dim, da-di-dam. Sera ravi, les trois sœurs noires griffera. Clair Obscur que les deux ratés que verra Eiffel. Clair Obscur, roi n'ayant pas détruira sans elle. Clair Obscur que les deux ratés que verra Eiffel. Clair Obscur, roi n'ayant pas détruira sans elle. Oh, Clair Obscur, trouble le
One more. Part of the justification for performing ABZÜ was that it came out in 2016, and this was its 10th birthday this year. Thank you. Where were you when we did it? And another score turned 10 this year. I would genuinely say one of the most significant in our medium. I'm sure you will agree. The composer was unable to join us, but he sends his love. He tried to make it, but some things happened, and so we are going to pay tribute to his brilliant contribution to this art form. And in his stead, if I could please, already there, read my mind, all the pageantry of bringing out Darren Korb has been ruined. And with this, I again say thank you and so much. Thank you and so much. Thank you so much for coming.